Hey, what's up everybody? Brian with HappyThumbsGaming here, back with some more Lego Batman. This is level 25, Arctic World Free Play. We're going to get all 10 of those mini kits. We're going to hit that stud villain requirement. It's going to be pretty easy with all those stud multiplier red bricks we have on. And speaking of red bricks, we're going to find another one in this as well as rescue a hostage. Now, before we get going, though, I do want to remind you this is free play, so we do have quick links down below in the video description. But also, this video has been ever so slightly sped up. And also, we're going to purchase another red brick right about now. In fact, it's going to be the score times 10, giving us a total of 3,840. We're also going to purchase the character studs. Now, keep in mind, these bricks are optional, not necessarily needed. However, you should have plenty of studdage to go ahead and add them to your arsenal. All right, we're going to make our way down the hallway and over to the character, or the villain select room, I guess. As I switch characters there, I guess I was talking about what I was watching versus what I was going to be doing. We're going to grab a couple of freebies, thanks to our stud magnet as well as our multiplier. It's going to add up quite nicely. In fact, I think we finish off at just about 100K, or close to it anyway. Jeez, that's a lot. 100,000, 100 million. And all studs aside, guess what, guys? This level offers one of the hardest mini kits, but we got a couple of tips, or actually it's just one real helpful tip, that'll hopefully help you get it. And you might notice that the characters are different in-game from what we just selected on screen there, and that's due to a fail having us to start over due to one of those hard mini kits. Now, as soon as we start, we're going to switch to a character with toxic immunity and swim to the far left. Now, thanks to our multipliers and the attract stud magnet, we got our super villain stud status already. Now, you might have noticed I did not get credit for that hostage. That's because I accidentally saved him in my first run, then I failed getting one of those mini kits later in the video. Apparently, the game saves it regardless if you quit or save and quit. It was kind of a weird thing, but anyways, go ahead and smash all of the surroundings here. You're going to find a bunch of hazard bricks that we can pick up with Robin's hazard suit. Slurp them all up. You should have over 25. Deposit them into this large receptacle here, and it's actually going to build up this crazy fishing apparatus. And as a result, we're going to do some fishing, but not before getting the giant teacup slammed on our head and getting the bricks knocked out of us. Basically, all you got to do here is hop into the old fisherman's chair, I guess. I've never seen a fishing setup quite like this, at least not without a boat attached to it, I guess. But basically, it's really simple, you guys. Pick them up and drop them in the appropriate colored box or tank, whichever you'd like to call it. After you get through 5 on each side, it should give you the red brick for always multiply score. So we're going to have even more multipliage. It looks like I forgot to turn on my 10x red brick too. Really, I'm not sure how I managed to do that, but I did, so that's fun. But you guys know that you probably have even more studs than I do. Once you get all 5 on each side, go ahead and grab your red brick. Now, it turns out I think you really only need the red side, but you get lots of studs for doing the blue, and it doesn't hurt you, so might as well do it both. All right, moving right along, we swim back over to the other side, and we're going to switch to our diving outfit and go right through the ice here and drop down and flip a lever. It's going to open a door into the ice cream shack, and although we want a couple of scoops of ice cream, we're really just going in for that mini kit. So feel free to smash around and collect some studs, but again, that multiplier action that we have going on now is pretty much preventing us from having to grind any more studs. Naturally, they will just sort of build up as we go. Make your way over to the far right side. Again, we've got lots of studs and things you could have grabbed up top there, but we're going to not focus on those. We're going to switch to our sonar suit and get the on and smash through that glass. And of course, collect that mini kit before advancing on. We've got a little cheese here for you. We're going to jump over onto this fan, and we're not going to fill it up or worry about that. There's a lever down below that turns it on, but because we have double jump, we can get up there and toggle over to Penguin and deploy one of his explodey penguins. And look at that, it drops down a giant ice cube that breaks down on the ground and gives us the first of some of our bouncing bricks that we're going to need. But in fact, we actually have to drop both of these ice cubes down below as well before they'll actually start bouncing. So push them down the old checkerboard path, and once they get all the way down there, we're going to need some help with an explosive as well, because you can see we've got a silver brick there. So go ahead and plant a bomb with Batman's demo suit, or maybe Penguin's explodey penguin, whichever you choose is fine by me. Really, before we build that up, though, we're going to double jump up onto this right side, and this is actually one of two Minikits that I would deem as pretty difficult, considering most of the Minikits are fairly easy to get. Once you get up top here, you're going to smash and build a strong handle and rip it off. It needs a little help from an explosion too, but the goal here is to get down both sides of the slalom, making all of those gates turn from red to green. That's right, right now they have red on them and they need green on them. Now, you're going to see an edit here in a second, but I wanted to show you. It's pretty simple to slide down, but it doesn't always work out in your favor. Unfortunately, I get to the top and miss my next go. So I get to start over. Look how simple, like, oh, womp, 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 womp. And then I try to get down there, and there's a timer that you really, that's going to be your biggest hurdle. Is I recommend if you fail, you almost want to wait for all the gates to reset to red, and then you've got a better chance. And then hopefully your AI will jump up and take the ride up for you, because that saves you a little time. But it's going to take you a few. It probably took me 6 or 7 times, if I'm being honest. But thanks to the glorious world of editing, I was able to remove some of that. But I left at least a little fail in there, just to let you guys know that it is pretty difficult. In fact, I find that with a little bit of luck, that one is still even harder than the next Minikit, which is deemed like the hardest Minikit in the game. Now, not only does the guide say that, but there's also been some recommendations on how to do things, and some, you know, oh, I can't wait to see you slide down and blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what, guys? I've got a tip for you that makes this next Minikit, well, the next hard one, number 7, it makes it a lot easier than it probably was intended to be. Whoa, watch out there. Looks like I've had a few adult beverages. I promise you I have not. I've kept it clean. It's not even 5 o'clock yet, although it's probably 5 o'clock somewhere. We're going to go ahead and smash through this giant ice cube with our forklift, or whatever that item is that we built up there. But before advancing it and smashing through that big ice brick, allowing us to get inside, I believe it's a museum, we'll go ahead and use our moon boots with Robin to get up on the high right side. Use a strong character to rip off that nice little panel, revealing, well, it's a hand buzzer spot. So go ahead and switch to Joker, get your buzz on, and then switch back to either Batman or Robin to get your grapple on in that corner. Take a nice little ride around a minifig face there, and booyakashow, Minikit is officially ours. Now hop back in our bulldozer, dump truck, excavator, whatever you want to call it, and smash through the iceberg, and we'll make our way into, I believe, what happens to be some sort of a museum, perhaps? Tourist center? I don't know. It's some sort of fun zone. I feel like it's might be an aquarium, perhaps, too, huh? All right, regardless, use your sonar gun on the left side there. Until you break the glass, you should be greeted by a shark who will drop a Minikit for you, and then the battle continues. Bunch of kappas trying to stop it, so take them all down, and then switch to a character with toxic immunity. Make your way over. Switch to somebody with some strength. That's right, we need to pull this all the way out, because we need all 3 of these switches hit at the same time, man, at the same time. If you successfully make it happen, it'll open the door and deploy Minikit for you to collect. Then we got to go back over and finish this checkerboard path, because in order to advance to what is arguably the hardest Minikit of maybe all time in Lego history, we've got to push this lantern down and melt one more piece of ice. We've got a little bit of female persuasion we got to use here. That's right, smoochy boochies. And you can go ahead and open the door. Now, this is where it gets squirrely. I recommend having both characters have the ability to double jump, although we don't end up using it. That is my recommendation. You're going to want to start on the right-hand side and basically walk up there and sort of stay on the right. And after the first gate, you're going to have to make a hard right. And if you're lucky, you'll make it through that gate. Immediately toggle over to your other character and follow this left side. Get up on that high side. Woo to the who. The AI may come into play and help you too. it actually worked out for me, and in all fairness, I didn't even make it to that one on my first go, but I failed on my scouting run. So that's a difficult one, but if you know the toggle and you know where it's at, definitely watch the placement on the video before you play it, and then give it a go. You should be able to get all 5 of those and pick up that Minikit. Now, speaking of which, as soon as you hit the ground, make your way over to the far left side, and of course use the demo suit to blow up that silver brick, build it up, and bounce up top to collect the Minikit waiting for you. On the right-hand side, we're going to switch on over to Mr. Freeze and use his sweet ice gun to go ahead and create what ends up being a glass case. I don't know, it's a little weird, but we'll take it. Switch to a character with double jump, flip the lever up top, and look at that, it drops down a silver cage. You know what to do with this guy. Simply deploy a bomb of your choosing and collect that Minikit. Last but not least, we're going to switch to Robin's diving suit and drop down into the water towards your screen. So drop down, come towards you, and then off to the left-hand side, there's an iceberg floating around. It actually looks like a giant frozen fish, perhaps? Or maybe a chicken wing? I don't know. Go ahead and come from the bottom side by simply floating up, hitting the, I believe it's the A button, and that should get that final Minikit. Now, I gotta be honest, I always complete the story elements after collecting all the collectibles. You guys are welcome to use the save and exit feature, but you know, we took votes, everybody prefers that I finish it, so I went to finish it. Here's the problem. I forgot how to finish this. So there's like a sequence of things that needs to happen. Basically, it starts with that spotlight hitting this, I guess it's an iceberg, some sort of ice formation. It should shatter those bricks and give us access to build up the far right laser beam. But it has not happened. Oh, it finally happened. There we go. So build those guys up and then flip it. You want to make sure that all 4 of those pink receptacles have had power at some point and are pink and lit up. And you'll see the power. Zoop, zoop, zoop. Here, we'll do it. We'll show you. So we already did the left side. Now we're building up the right, pumping up those penguin motors down below. And so it's penguin powered, I guess, is what it really is. We always give a couple of our friends a bad time while we stream about their, you know, hamster-powered internet, because it doesn't seem like they have very good connections oftenly. But regardless, we'll go ahead and pump up both sides, and this is where I drew the blank. I guess you need to double jump up here with somebody like Poison Ivy, and then you need Penguin up top? I tried to take Robin up there, but he was like on ice skates the whole time. I eventually figured out that I need to be Penguin, so I get up there, and I tried to do... I tried to cheese it here. I tried to pull these levers really quick, and I ended up trying to sneak around instead. You know, it's funny how he ends up doing that. Not only once, but twice. A couple guys show up trying to stop us. We're going to make our way all the way over to the left-hand side, smash these purple canisters, build it up into what ends up being the rest of a grapple point. And, or psych, it's not a grapple point. It's a rappel point? Regardless of what you want to call it, we'll go ahead and let our AI follow the way up and flip both switches, and we are out of here. Alright, hopefully you guys left long ago so you didn't get to see my flubbubs at the end, not only on gameplay but wordage too. We did get another red brick unlocked. That's for the always score multiply, so that's kind of fun. We don't see those very often. I remember seeing it in Lego Pirates, and was it in Lego Star Wars? The complete song? I can't remember if it was in the early ones or not, but it's definitely a brick that doesn't really exist in today's Lego games. But we got a whole bunch of studdage. Now, I mentioned there was kind of a wonkiness with me missing that Minikit, the ski slopes, because I actually messed it up so bad I gave up and thought I can do a better go without, and then I couldn't. I couldn't at all. But hopefully you got luck and got to get both of those Minikits and didn't need to restart over like I did. But there should have probably been some sort of representation of that hostage being rescued. But I promise you, that's where he is. We rescued him, and we officially have credit for it, so on we go. But that's going to wrap it up for Lego Batman Level 25 Arctic World Free Play. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to click that like button down below. Hopefully the next video won't have as many edits, and hopefully that really was the hardest Minikit, because we nailed it. And hopefully we got you some tips that will help get you that kit too. As for me, that's going to do it. As always, until next time. See ya!